So as most of you know by now, Far Cry 5, Ubisoft's latest game, released just about a week ago to mostly positive reviews. The interesting thing about this game is the reaction and a lot of the reviews, because as we discussed recently in another video, there's a lot of criticism for being what it is not. These reviews pretty much outline anger that Far Cry 5 was not political and featuring an anti-Trump or anti-conservative message. Now, as I said before, Far Cry 5 does have a very weak story, and after wrapping up the game, I stand by that, but I strongly feel if it had gotten political, my opinion does not change at all. Right now, this is a growing problem in modern gaming, and it's many reviewers wanting a game to get political, or at the very least align with their views on society. It's not even just Far Cry 5, another big example this year is Kingdom Come Deliverance, with some websites refusing to review the game because of the views that one designer has, and the lack of representation featured in the 15th century Bohemia setting. It's unfortunate, but video games is the latest piece of entertainment being scrutinized for not following a certain agenda. That's why I'm almost certain later this year, Red Dead Redemption 2 will come under direct fire. But the one big and probably good thing is I doubt Rockstar Games really gives a shit, because at the end of the day, they care mainly about creating a quality and fun experience. I mean, we often joke about Grand Theft Auto Online, but Rockstar Games leads by example with amazing games, and they've done that since the early 2000s. So earlier I mentioned Far Cry 5 and the political scrutiny it's facing, and it's important to understand Joseph Seed and the whole Eden's Gate cult has nothing at all to do with Trump or current day America. The whole story, which fell flat in my opinion, is based on David Koresh and the Branch Davidians and, well, the Waco siege that happened 24 years ago. Development on Far Cry 5 began a whole year before Trump even began running. Obviously when he won, I don't think anyone at Ubisoft thought, well, it's time we rewrite the whole story to fit a narrative. No, unfortunately Far Cry 5 is under fire because I truly feel there are people that want everything to be anti-Trump or anti-conservative or whatever. And also that Ubisoft kind of is the victim to current day politics. Can't say back about 4 years ago most of us expected things to be so divided. If you have played the game, Far Cry 5 does have a few little joke side missions that obviously were added in later in development, which includes the P-tapes and Make Hope Great Again. Nothing over the top, and honestly I thought it was a little funny, but that's exactly it. These games are supposed to be fun and not crazy political. It's also a little difficult to take a game serious when there's actually a mission to roast bull testicles. Yeah. Now with Red Dead Redemption 2, it's already drew some negative attention from certain individuals. Kotaku Australia wrote a piece right when the game was revealed in October of 2016 saying, Red Dead Redemption 2 needs kick-ass woman to be a true western, with the opening line being there's one woman and the 1 minute 22-second teaser trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. She sits bored on the steps of a tobacco store, not doing anything at all. Blink and you'll miss her. Further on, the writer of this article, Dan, boldly says if RDR2 continues without any sort of major kick-ass woman, it'll actually be far more male-focused as a story than most classical westerns. Far from blindly continuing tradition, by excluding women, Rockstar will be betraying the genre. It's almost like Dan didn't play Red Dead Redemption and recall kick-ass female characters that include Louisa, Abigail Marston, and most notably, Bonnie McFarlane. Again, when this game was just revealed, Inverse.com wrote up a piece, How do we get a cowgirl in Red Dead Redemption? It's an uphill battle with Rockstar Games. Also again within the opening lines, the first trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 generated excitement amongst millions of gamers, but woman gamers had a different reaction. Underneath all the new gritty bells and whistles, here was another white male protagonist. Rockstar Games, the developer behind the RDR franchise, has never had a female protagonist in one of its single-player games, an exclusion that to many women gamers is becoming increasingly untenable. Some of the other highlights in this article are women who want even something approaching equal representation in Rockstar-produced games face both harassment and disinterest. They don't feel there is a way for female gamers to exert any power in Rockstar Games, which means RDR has every chance of being as misogynistic as many of the company's other games. And additionally, women don't really seem to have any power in any Rockstar game. If women have any power, it's either taken away from them, or it's like women are the worst because they're bitches, says the creative lead for Reventure Games. I've never heard of them. Finally, the article concludes with, "Maybe too late to have a cowgirl in Red Dead Redemption 2, and many women who've been playing Rockstar games for years don't see the company changing anytime soon. So long as the model works, Rockstar will keep playing the same tired game, and the cowgirls will stay in the sidelines. It's up to women to disrupt the model or create their own." Additionally, Alex Kranz, the now senior reviews editor at Gizmodo, posted on Twitter when the game was revealed, "Oh look, another Red Dead game. Maybe this time they won't use the setting as an excuse to be horrifically racist and sexist." So we've discussed this comment many times in the past, but being a little bit more calm this time, I can say this is the type of shit that probably will occur at launch because Rockstar does not pander. They just make the games they want to make. As said by the Heat Street, it was strange that a game like Mafia 3 could be celebrated for its accurate portrayal of historical racism, while Red Dead is vilified for it, and that is absolutely true. Based on our most recent trailer of Red Dead Redemption 2, we have seen that it does look like there will be a badass woman working in some way with the game's protagonist Arthur Morgan, but outside of that, I can probably say a lot of the elements and themes that were present in Red Dead Redemption, the 2010 installment, will carry over, which it certainly will be interesting seeing the reaction from certain websites and people, mainly because if they complain what Far Cry 5 was not, imagine the complaints of what Red Dead Redemption 2 is. I already can envision articles angry that Abigail Marston is a prostitute that sleeps with everyone in Dutch's gang before eventually marrying John Marston, or even the fact that there are prostitutes featured at all in the Wild West. Anyway, it truly is insane the criticism that games are facing in present day, from The Last of Us being called sexist to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt being called racist, and then just the bizarre nitpicking like how a male and female character sit differently in Destiny.
However, there is one way in which the male and female characters are differentiated by gender, and it has to do with their movement. Watch how a male guardian sits down, taking a load off after a long, hard day fighting the forces of pure evil. It's simple, it suggests confidence. When a female character sits down, however, it's a completely different story. She sits like a delicate flower. This is supposed to be a hardened space warrior, and yet she's sitting around like she's Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
I guess the one good thing I can say is while everyone voices their displeasure with Rockstar Games and how they handle their characters, story, and NPCs, well, Grand Theft Auto 5, their latest game, has now sold over 90 million copies. I promise you, Red Dead Redemption 2 will easily sell 20 to 30 million copies because players like myself know that they will create a fun and quality experience. And that's what gaming is all about. But thank you for joining me. Let me know what you guys think about the scrutiny games are facing nowadays for not fitting certain individuals' agendas. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Turn notifications on so you don't miss any videos, and I'll see you later.